everybody, Donna here. It is day 12, my photobombing husband. It is day 12, and things are a little different than they were on day 1. I wanted to take a minute and show you all, and I have pictures on my phone. I'll put them in here. The healing gums, the gums of healing. So I'll insert pictures and a voiceover right here. So as you can see here, these are my front bottom gums. I would show you the top, but I have adhesive up there. So today you're getting the bottoms. As you can see, there are the little clots, and my gums are starting to heal over them. And more of the same here. This is the lower right hand side of my gums, and you can see the extraction sites are healing really, really well over here too. So I've been super happy about that. Two things that I wanted to touch on right now are eating with dentures and speaking with dentures. Now, I've been trying my best to not sound like I'm coming out of the back of a really long tunnel anymore since my adjustment, and I think I'm still a little hard on the S sound, especially when my mouth is dry, like it is right now. It's not so bad when my mouth isn't dry and my lips aren't dry. Lol. Yeah, I'm prepared as usual. With the speaking with dentures, I'll try to wait before I do any real amount of talking. I'll try to wait until my dentures are seated before I start, because where you get the with the denture lisp and that kind of thing is when your dentures aren't seated correctly in your face. I'm noticing that complicates issues. Now, I haven't been wearing adhesive on my bottom denture. When I do, I don't have as big of a problem with speaking as when I don't. So right now I don't have any adhesive in. What I notice happening is that the faster I speak, or the louder I speak, or the more excited I get about something, the more this bottom denture wants to pop up out of my mouth. So I speak very quickly, and I speak a lot in my normal everyday life. And what I've noticed is, in order to be heard and understood the first time around, or to not feel like I'm not being heard and understood, I have to slow down. I have to slow down enough where I can apply pressure on the inside gums part of this lower denture, and not fuck up my speech while I'm at it. So I'm pushing down on it with my tongue to keep it in place, because if you get too excited, or you over enunciate your words, or you talk too quickly, that lower denture wants to pop right out. Same way with yawning. If you don't anchor that denture with your tongue, put your tongue between at the line where the back of the teeth meets the gums part of the denture, and push down with the outside edges of your tongue. When you yawn, see, I yawned and my denture didn't move, even though there's no adhesive on it. Another thing I'm seeing is that practice makes perfect, with speaking and with eating. Now, with eating right now, I'm eating without adhesive on my bottom denture, because there's just no point to it, because within 3 bites, whatever it is that I'm eating, that bottom denture wants to move. Now, by eating things and biting into soft things right now, like bananas and, a slice of cheese, whatever. Cheeseburger. I ate a McDonald's cheeseburger, but I already mentioned that in a previous video. But by biting into soft things, without using a fork to cut them up or whatever first, it's forcing me to have to practice using my tongue to anchor my lower denture while I bite into things, and that's a good thing. And with the cheeseburger, because I ended up eating it with a fork anyway, cutting it into pieces and eating it, I have to take my time and chew and pay attention to not letting that denture come up. So it's, the more you practice, the better you get. Same as with speaking. I have to wait to eat or wait to do any real amount of speaking after I first put in my dentures for the day, after my dentures have decided to seat themselves where they belong. And I can always tell when that happens because it'll feel like my bite is way off. And like I've got this little like this going on where they just meet and then everything else is a gap before they're seated. But after they're seated correctly, you can see the difference? Like that's unseated. And that's seated. See the difference? So when I first got the dentures, when I first had my extractions done, I really wanted to talk and communicate and answer questions and tell, how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, whether I need anything or not, because my husband was very attentive and just on top of everything that I needed, like the whole first 3 days after I had my extractions. He's amazing and wonderful, and I love him. But it was difficult to communicate what I needed. Oh, thank you. It was difficult to communicate what I needed because A, the swelling, and you end up talking like this through your teeth anyway, and B, the stitches. Not having the stitches underneath of the denture makes all the difference in the world when you speak. You don't realize just how much the stitches themselves irritate the inside of your face until they're gone. So the first few days when everything hurt a whole lot, I didn't speak a whole lot, so I didn't get good at speaking with the dentures in. Plus the dentures wouldn't seat properly because of all the swelling and all of that. So after the swelling went down, I had my first adjustment. Now I can practice. And I'll actually sometimes stand in the bathroom and look in the mirror and make different vowel shapes with my mouth to see what's going to work and what's not, to what extreme I can do it, like whether I can open my mouth bigger if I want to be louder, or if I have to try and project through not all the way open mouth, like singing mouth, I guess you would call it, like ah. O-E-ah. Ooh. Some letter sounds are more likely to cause the bottom denture to jump than others, especially if you're being louder. So I'll try to be careful about that. It is definitely easier with the stitches out to focus on how I'm forming my words instead of focusing on how the stitches make my gums feel while I'm forming my words. So that might have a little something to do with the improvement besides just the adjustment. So that is my experience up to this point. I hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend. It's Sunday right now, but I probably won't upload this until Monday. So I hope you have a fabulous week. Be good to each other, and until next time, keep being awesome.